In this video, we're just reviewing rounding of decimals. So I've tried to illustrate a couple different ways we can think about how to round a decimal for this example. It says, what is 5 and 967 thousandths rounded to the nearest hundredth? So whenever I round, I always think, okay, it wants me to round to the nearest hundredth. So I've written it in our place value chart here, and I've circled the digit in the hundredths column. I like to think, okay, if I'm rounding, I always have to look to the right, so I underline that number to the right, and if that digit that's underlined is 4 or less, our number in the hundredths stays the same. If it's 5 or more, our number in the hundredths column goes up. So obviously, we've underlined 7, so that is 5 or more. So this 6 is going to go up to 7. So using this strategy, our answer is going to be, I'm going to write up here, 5 and 97. So 5 and 97 hundredths, because we are rounding to the nearest hundredth. And the 7 told us that the 6 needs to go up, because 7 is closer to the 700ths than it is to the 6. Another more visual way to show this, which when I was at my last Pro D, they want us to do this more with the students so you can really see the idea of the rounding, is I've taken a number line and I've written on it for 5 and 960 thousandths all the way to 5 and 970 thousandths. So you can see the 961,000, 962,000, 63,000, etc. And we see that our number, 5 and 967 hundredths, is right here. So when we're rounding, we're really asking ourselves, is our number closer to the 6 hundredths or the 7 hundredths? We want the nearest hundredth. 5 and 96 hundredths or 5 and 97 hundredths. And because it's on this number line, it is obvious that it is physically closer to 5 and 97 hundredths. So, which is what we came up with up here as well. But this is more of a memorizing the rule. This is more of a visual, I've proved it to you. But Miss Cooper, what if it's right in the middle? So there's a couple different reasons why we always round. If it's the 5, remember 5 or more goes up. If it's right here, we round up. One of them is, notice that these like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces will all round to the 6, whereas this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're including the 5 there, will round to the 7. It's trying to keep it even. The other thing is, remember when we're rounding, we talked about this in class, I hope, is that rounding is an approximation. It's something that gives us the numbers close to. So a lot of the time we'll do it with prices, and a lot of people will say it's better to err on the side of a slightly larger number, like, oh, I need a little bit more money. So something to think about. But here we see that 5 and 967 thousandths is in fact closer to 5 and 97 hundredths, or you could say it 5 and 970 thousandths, however you want to say that. In this example, it's asking us, what is 4 and 708 thousandths rounded to the nearest whole number? So again, I've written it in our place value chart, circled the whole number because that's what I want to round to, underlined the one to the right, which is the tenths, and because 7 again is bigger than 5 or more, we're going to round up to 5. So our answer is simply going to be whole number 5. This one actually I quite like because it reinforces down here, if you look at the number line, that the rest of those numbers are kind of irrelevant when we're talking about rounding to a whole number. I haven't even included them in the number line. The whole numbers close to 4.708 are 4 and 5. 4 and 708,000 is between whole number 4 and whole number 5. But there's no need to write in all the little bits. I've just written in the tenths. So for our number, 4 and 708 thousandths is kind of somewhere in here. So physically, it is obviously closer to whole number 5. So that reinforces our answer up here of whole number 5. This example reads, what is 82 and 463 thousandths rounded to the nearest tenth? Written it in the place value chart, circled the tenth, underlined to the right, which is the hundredths. It's a 6, which is bigger than 5, so we know we're going to round the 4 up. So our answer will be 82 and, again I said the 4 goes up to a 5, 82 and 5 tenths. So we're saying, yeah, 82 and 463 thousandths is closest to 82 and 5 tenths. Down here, when we think about it, we're looking again between 4 tenths and 5 tenths. So I've written it in, 82 and 40 hundredths, 82 and 41 hundredths, 42 hundredths, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. We have 82 and 46, so we're in here somewhere. Boop. 82.463, which is clearly physically closer to 82 and 5 tenths, or 82 and 50 hundredths, which is what we said there. So our answer, 82.5. And our last example, what is 825 and 27 hundredths rounded to the nearest tenth? Threw it in there, circled the tenth, underlined the hundredth. Again, it's a 7. That means our tenth will go up. So we're saying that 825 and 27 hundredths is closest to 825. Obviously that number stays the same. Oops, writing in a little tricky there. 0.5, and the 7 makes the 2 go up to a 3. So we're saying it's closer to 825.3. Let's look at all the number lines. We can prove it visually. The 2 tenths is either going to be a 2 or go up to a 3. So we've written in here 825.2 all the way up to 825.3. So 20 hundredths, 21 hundredths, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, all the way up to 29, 30. We are at 27. So we are right here, which is visually closer to 825.3, which is what we've written up here. Okay, that's it for this section. Good luck.